Well, hello flying family. Today's video is going to prove that great things do indeed come in small packages as we learn how to Concertina Fold a paraglider. Let's do it. Now, this task is made much easier with an assistant, so maybe think about doing a few dishes ahead of time because you'll be grateful for the help. The first step here will be to find a location big enough to get the glider to lay as flat as possible, or at least one half of the glider at a time. Grass will make this job a lot more pleasant and comfortable for you as well as for the paraglider. Now, nothing ruins a nice concertina fold more than loose glider lines, so I'm making sure to place all of the lines on top of the glider and then centering the risers at the trailing edge in the middle for future convenience. Now it's time to get folding. We want the center two cells here to be exposed, so we will start our folds on the second cell from the middle seam. You and your assistant will stay stationary as you pull the glider in towards the center cells. So in making these folds, you are locating two seams at a time. The seam just to the outside of the cell you are currently stacking on top of, and then the next seam out. Notice how I am holding the first seam here with my left hand, keeping it in place and under tension with the leading edge, and then folding the second seam over the first with my right hand and towards the center of the glider. And you'll notice here that as we are folding, we're pulling the fabric away from each other to create nice tight folds. The assistant up top will simply be gathering the battens along the leading edge, keeping them as close together as possible, while you accordion the fabric on top of that second cell that we identified earlier. Notice that as she collects and I stack, I am moving slightly upwards with each fold in order to keep the battens as close together as possible. With the battens together, they form strength in numbers, so we want to keep them as tightly together as possible. Things get a little weird with the wingtips. Once your assistant has all of the cell opening battens, make like a drag queen and tuck that sucker in toward the center of the glider. Now we take all of that fabric and fold it all together on top of the first cell from the center seam, and we do the exact same thing on the other side. This can be a pretty fun and satisfying project, so enjoy this wing origami together. Don't forget to follow up on your promised back rub. So once we have both halves of the glider side by side, it is time for the immense satisfaction of folding them onto each other. So I call this action stuffing the taco, and you can use the seams for reference on how much fabric you need to be stuffing and where things should be lining up. So now with our extra long taco stuffed, we will then press out the air from bottom to top, then use the risers so conveniently placed to measure out our final folds. Now for extra security, it's a great idea to put those riser bridles together so that they don't lose track of each other. Finishing the job with a fastener of sorts to keep your hard work from unraveling, and you are done. Nice job. This is an especially useful skill to have on hand as a fabric pilot, especially when it comes to traveling with your equipment or sending it off for inspection. I hope this video helps make this task a little bit easier, and if so, that you'll leave a like, comment your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to AviatorShow. Till the next time, fly safe.